What the heck is up, everybody? It's friggin' Friday. We're back. We're back. And we're back in a big way. It is good to see all of you. What did I miss? Was it last Friday I missed? I literally, if I miss a Friday, it feels like my whole week is thrown off. I have no idea what's going on, what day it is, but we're back. It's good to see all of you. A lot of you guys, of course, the pregame squad hanging out bright and early. Kelsey, Don, Friday at Fred's, and Doug, both of which probably already slammered. It's what we love. That's what we like. Peter White cracking into some Redbreast 12 tonight. Let's go. Obviously, if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, I have a lot of awesome Irish whiskeys that we're going to get into. I'll explain all of that here in a bit, what we're drinking. But I think you could see from the title, I don't know a whole lot about these, but some of you guys' reactions to them, I think they're just the ultimate, just the Irish whiskeys. And I'm getting spoiled. So, who knows? We'll get to bourbon at some point, unless this just totally steals me away. We'll see. What's up? Darrell is in here. Love me some Irish. We'll go get some Irish. What I can click people's comments. Janelle, good to see you. Jake McKee. See, there's Steve A. He says those are some good whiskey samples I see, and that's from what little I know. And we're going to be getting into it a little heavier about what this is, what makes it it. We're going to learn, we're going to drink, we're going to have a good time. But that's what I've heard, that these were really good. So I'm excited. Roy, doing things. J Max. What's up, J Max? Let's go. Dink it and sink it. I'm just warming up the palate a little bit with nothing special at all. Just some whiskey. Get the mouth ready to be bombarded with Irish. Trevor Kunkel, what's up, nerd? Kevin Campbell. I'm just going to shout out Kevin Campbell for delivering via hand a box of delicious wine. Kevin spoils me with wine, and I love it. Who else we got in here? JR SVT is out and shopping. Let's raise a glass for him. He's shopping with the missus. You got this. We're drinking for you. Whoa, I'm scrolled back up. What the heck? Ethan Turk, sup, nerd? At Weldon's Distillery in North Carolina tonight, drinking old fashions. Oh, okay. I'm glad you're checking in from the distillery. Thomas H. Handy in Darrell's glass. Okay, Darrell. Five Fingers, what's up? Fifth quarter tailgate. The heck is up, Scott? Pinch Hitter Whiskey Lounge. Donald Rance hooked you up, Trev, though, if those samples don't convert you. ... If anyone's going to convert me to Irish, it was going to be Donald. Mike Meyer. Trev gets inebriated Friday. Good to see you, Mike. Noah, do push-ups. Nerd, welcome. No, it's Friday. It's Friarish Day. There we go. What's up, Slapshot? John T. Oh my God, look who it is. It's Matt Janock. Matt, what did you tell us the other day? He was like, guys, I haven't had whiskey. It was weeks. It was a long time. Matt has been down and out battling kidney stones, and he just had his first sip of whiskey in like weeks. So I'm sure he's already slammered, but we'll see. We'll see how long he lasts. Mr. Steve Hayes, let's go. Daniel Simonson, I got my seltzer primed. What flavor? It's all that matters. Not knowing what day it is a classic sign of alcoholism. Katie Turk, the better half of the Turks, and Ethan just proving me right. I love the sign. Green looks good. Again, Irish. It's like, who, to me, when I think of Irish, I think green. I don't know why or who decided that. That's what I think. It's like rye and green, Irish green. Just a thing. Maybe because St. Patrick's Day, green, makes more sense. I'm dumb. What else we got in here? Sugar Kitty. Jereborn Black. Who else we got? Rick. Good to see you, Rick. Story time. What makes me horny? You, Trev. Let's go. Yeah, story time. Look at who it is. A big old can of Sugget for you. Anna Falk. Ooh, Irish Night. I think I'll pour some Red Breast 12 cask strength. Well, let's go. Again, you don't have to drink Irish whiskey with us tonight. In fact, I have only even tried one of these, let alone half of them I don't know what they even are. So, if anything, this will be a learning experience and maybe to help you decide to go try some Irish. We'll see. Brian, at Fred's with Doug. Let's go. JG Whiskey. There's Doug. I knew he was there. Cheers, everyone. Irish, let's go. What's up, Anthony? Enjoying Jameson Black Barrel. Brent Bailey, greetings, salutations. Good to see you, Brent. This is like the earliest we might have ever seen Brent. Dale, let's go. Nerds as far as the eye can see. Donnie, I'm glad you survived the storms. If everyone... I posted some stories over on the Patreon earlier this week, but we had been pounded by storms all freaking week. We actually got freaking hail damage. We had the dude come and check the roof. Are you kidding me? It was crazy. But that's it. Minimal hail roof damage. We're fine. Haven't seen any leaks. I've been spraying it with a water hose. See if there's a leak. Nope, we're good. Tim. Hey, Trev. Finally found a Russell single barrel. Really good. Finally, dude. Those are so good. What's up, Andrew Chance? What else we got? Surely we're near the bottom. You guys are crazy. Cheers from Vegas. Looking forward to this. Need to up my Irish game. Well, I think I do too. The flavor of the seltzer. See, that's the thing. We can drink anything we want over here on the channel as long as you're drinking something. That's the only rule. It's got to be something. Got to be something. Citrus punch. Now we're going on berry punch. Let's go. Brian Faber, you're a leprechaun. You're a wizard, Harry. You're a leprechaun, Trev. Just missed the latest orphan barrel, but I did get a bottle of the Blantons. Did you have to wait in line for it? It's the only question. Barbara, on our way home, watching from the car, some Irish night. Let's go. Drive safely. What's up, Henry? Hey, Grant, stopping to say hey and hope the live is awesome. Got to get back to D&D. Heck yeah, Grant. Good to see you, dude. Thanks for stopping by, nerd. David Easterling, what's up, Trev? Go Braves! I mean, go Braves. Sorry about last night. They got the hail damage too. Shut up, David. What's up, Eric? Good to see you. Dustin Hendricks. Time to get up like the hood of my car from the hail. Or get lit up. Dude, did you get hail damage too? It was crazy. I wish you would get started already. I just had to say hello to everyone. I've missed you. What's up, Biking Bourbon? All right, see, look, we're at the bottom now. We can go ahead and get started with this crap. What we're going to do is, let me say what is all in the lineup, and then we are going to bring on the Irish whiskey Yoda himself, Donald Rance, and we're going to go through these and drink this because he hooked me up. And I'm bringing him on here, and he's going to tell me everything there's to know about these bottles that we're drinking. Because I don't know. I literally, so let me describe what we got. Blue Spot, I know what that one is. We got some Blue Spot. We got some Ryder's Tears Cask Strength 2018. Oh! Matt Janock. Welcome to the Rich Crew. Oh, wait, he just celebrates 5 months of membership. We have Middleton Barry Crockett Legacy. That sounds crazy. We have Middleton Very Rare. Also crazy. Middleton Dare Gaelic Knockrath. Knockrath Forest. Tree 5. That sounds crazy. Gosh, Donald literally said this and I already forgot. Tier Canal 16. And finally, Bushmill's Black Bush, early 1980s. 1980s. What's up, Greg D? I saw some people coming in. Evil Williams, Kevin O'Keefe. Hey, he went and got Tumbling Dice. Good. I'm glad you liked it. All right, let's bring in our guest. He's been waiting, and I'm getting really thirsty. I really want to start drinking some of this stuff. Let's go. Welcome aboard, freaking Donald, the legend, Irish whiskey Yoda, Rance.
Hey guys,
How's it
going,
Donald?
Not much. Just ready to get into this flight because I've got everything beside me here. So,
well, I'm ready too because from what I've heard and from what you have talked about it, is that this is awesome. These are awesome.
Yeah, these are some of my favorites. Yeah, Peter White. I'm probably going to go there in the first couple of drams. Yeah.
I was going to say, you might have to lead us where we start with this because, I mean, we are all over the place from 40 up to 58.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I think actually the best place to start is actually what would be considered the bottom shelfer of the group. And it would be the early 80s Bushmill's Black Bush.
Uh-oh.
So this is from pre-1985. And this is a 1 liter that was a travel exclusive that I picked up at an estate sale. And it's different from the modern stuff because it's 43% instead of 40.
So, hold on. Let me ask, because someone just said something. They talked about our mics again, but I did a little something. I controlled Donald's mic thing myself, and does that change? Does that help?
Hopefully, because it was auto-adjusting earlier.
Yeah, Donald's computer has a mind of its own. It's doing its own thing.
Yep.
He'll turn it down, and then it's just like, nope, go back up. I think it's good. To me, you've gotten a little quieter.
Okay, cool.
So, okay, so the Bushmill. So this is literally a bottom shelf bottle.
Yep.
That's just from the 80s.
Yeah, basically. It's basically their Bushmill's blend, but it's been exclusively sherry aged.
Okay.
And the main component of it is single malt. It's about 80% single malt and generally in the 8 to 10 year range. So it's pretty decent.
Well, I'm pouring some of this right now. And something I got to get used to, and I'm sure, I don't know, like, I am a total Irish noob. I don't know if there might be people in the chat, too, who have not really tried that many Irish whiskeys, but the color always throws me off, too.
Yeah. So that's a little darker than you'd see on some of them just because it is sherry aged exclusively.
Let me see. What about now? I changed mine. Do I sound good? I changed it a little bit. Sounds good to me. Here's a question: how much? So the bottom shelf. I'm sure in the '80s it was totally different, but what would that bottle have cost in the '80s, and what is the Bushmill's like bottom shelf now?
So Blackbush run you about $30 for it. I always keep a bottle of the modern stuff on hand as well because it's one of my favorite just go-to delicious easy sippers. It's got a lot of sherry flavor, a lot of sherry punch on the nose. Just wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Reminder: be careful how you ask your server for
For
Black Bush.
Bush or Red Bush too, because there is a Red Bush. So
that would be my luck, and they would just be like, "Sir, I'm going to ask you to leave."
Yeah.
And there was another question that I wanted to ask before we kind of even got into all of them. Is this makes me sound stupid, but I sound stupid because I want to ask this too. What are the rules about Irish whiskey other than made in Ireland?
So basically, for single malts, it's the same as in Scotland. The only difference is in Irish whiskey, for you don't have to use oak; you can just use wood. Pretty much the same for blends. The one where it gets a little tricky is the single pot still style, and we've got a few of them in here though. That right now stands where it has to be a minimum of 30% malted barley, 30% unmalted barley, and up to 5% of other grains.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Smithwick's. Nice.
So that was another. You just answered another one of my questions. Is what kind of like ingredient breakdown?
Yeah. So
in the Irish,
for blends, I mean, Irish blends can consist of up to 3 or 4 different styles of whiskey. So you've got your grain whiskey, your single malt, your pot still, or a combination of any of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm smelling this sucker right here.
Mm-hmm.
For 43% alcohol, this is one dense, heavy son of a gun.
Yep.
Like, it is intense.
Yep.
I'm not saying like alcohol wise, but it when I smell like a Maker's Mark, it smells just like a freaking syrup and heavy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is like to me. Just so dense.
Yep.
And like the sherry, I think that's what it's coming out really strong. Is that sherry note or something?
Yeah, and in those days they had more access to better quality casks for the sherry than you do now. I mean, because everybody and their uncles after good sherry casks now.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're going to get whiskeys that are second, third, or fourth fill. Hold this dusty black bush, please.
Like,
Yeah.
wait 1 second. We'll go get Martha. That's funny.
Oh,
No,
man.
this is actually really good. Like, smelling alone is fantastic. I don't know what I was expecting at all with a dusty black bush, but
Yeah, a lot of people don't. So
it's just lack of experience,
that's
we
it.
gotta learn.
That's it.
Just bought my first blue spot. Let's go.
I love that.
That is weird, man. Do you know the breakdown of that?
Yeah, so it's 80% single malt, 20% grain, roughly, 8 to 10 years, and exclusively aged in sherry casks.
Because I was about to say I could taste. It's malt. I was gonna say it's malty because my only experience with malt is like single malts, Scotch. So I didn't want to say it tastes scotchy.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's like a better Scotch. It's like not enough malt for me to be like, gross. I don't want that.
That, and it's triple distilled as well instead of double. So there would be a difference there too.
Now, when you say stuff like that, like double distilled, triple distilled, is that just their choosing? Like, oh, we're going to do this double distill.
A little bit, but traditionally a lot of Irish whiskey and even Scotch lowland whiskeys have been triple distilled historically.
Okay.
It's more of an historic practice.
That's like, dude, this is so good. It even gives, like, I hate to use the word, it has that dusty quality to it. But there's just something about those older bottles. You can tell that they've been here in a bottle for freaking 30 years.
Yep.
So that's what I'm calling dusty.
Cool.
And I really like that. It reminds me of a lighter single malt that is scary. You know what I'm saying? I guess that the blend with the grain takes it down a notch.
Makes it a bit sweeter.
Yeah. Which again, I think from my little experience with Irish, I feel like it's a perfect segue for people who are only bourbon and you want to try something else that's like, it's going to be different, but still so approachable in your wheelhouse if you're a bourbon guy.
Yeah, and Irish
sweet bourbon. It's
yeah,
perfect.
Irish single grains are going to be a good place to go if you're just bourbon because they're predominantly corn. So you'll get some flavors that you easily recognize in there, and it won't be, overpowering or offensive.
I think that's part of why I haven't been big in a lot of scotches is just because it was too malt. It was, I need a little bit of that corn in there. It's like a stepping stone. I feel like Irish is instead of leaping across the ditch into scotch, it's a nice little stepping stone where you can decide, nope, I'm going to stay on that stone, or yep, I'm going to go into scotch.
Yeah, and I'm a malt guy, so if I taste, raw barley on my scotch, I'm in heaven. So
I want malt. See, I'm the opposite. I'm like, tone that malt down a little bit.
Yep.
What's up, Whiskey Central Shayla? She's a little rapper. So people say bourbon can age too long. What would you say is too old for Irish whiskey?
There isn't. It just depends on the casks, on the warehouse. Because right now, I mean, Middleton are putting out 46 and 47-year-old whiskeys. So, I mean, conceivably, I think in 2 years they're going to be putting out, a 50-year-old.
Jesus, like how much is that going to cost?
So right now at auction, they're about 40,000 euros.
All right.
Yeah.
Chat, we are starting a pool. We're going to go in on a bottle, and each of you gets 3 drops. And we'll all try it.
Yep.
What's up, Jim? Irish was my intro to whiskey. I moved to bourbon from there. And I think that could be a thing too. You were right in the middle ground, I feel like. So he went the sweeter bourbon route. What was your start, Donald?
Bushmill's 10. That was
your bottle.
That was the first bottle my grandmother gave me when I was 19. That was my first bottle of single malt. And that kind of launched the whole thing from there.
Now, how do I ask this?
Did I slam it back?
Did you go straight into the Irish Yoda? Was that like you were like, holy crap, this is fantastic?
Yeah, it kind of went that way. And then, of course, Glenfiddich 12 was my first scotch. And then that kind of mushroomed from there too. And then now, just 20 years later, still doing the same thing.
I'm trying not to miss because people have some good questions for you. And like, I'm loving it. 50-year-old Irish whiskey barrel pick or Irish. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Middleton. Yeah,
There we go. I'm going to buy the whole barrel and
yeah.
it's
You've
going to be
got,
great.
if you've got a couple million euro laying around, sure.
You know what, guys? I didn't want to tell you this, but freaking loaded, and I'm
There you
buying
go.
all of it.
Yep.
No, they wouldn't. I mean, I bet you could. If you had enough money, I bet you they would be like, okay, let's do it.
Yep.
It's going to be 3 times the amount of what we were charging for it. So
Yep.
let's go.
That's it. I'm pretty sure the folks at Middleton would be like, you want to buy a barrel? Sure. You've got cash? No problem.
We're going to need you to sign in blood right here.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. All right. That one was fantastic. I'm not drinking all of them because I want to go back to these at some point, but
Cool.
where are we going next, man?
So I've just had a little bit of water. We're actually going to go down in proof. And the reason why I wanted to start with the Black Bush is to kind of contrast how lower proof Irish, that's predominantly bourbon and ex-bourbon and virgin oak cask, can really contrast even at low ABV.
Okay.
So we're going to go with this bad boy here, the Middleton Very Rare 2020.
And look at that freaking box. The
Yep.
marketing.
Yep. In fact, it opens up and emblazoned with brass, it says the pinnacle of Irish whiskey. So there you go.
Dude, that is... How much does that cost? I feel like the box alone is like a lot.
Oh, man. That was $200. So not too bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I like Wild Turk, the Master's Keep packaging. That box is better right here.
Okay.
And it's the same dang price as the freaking Wild Turkey.
Okay.
Marketing, people. Marketing is important. At least to me. Looking cool is half of the battle.
Yep.
Now, the stats on this, what makes the very rare very rare?
So basically, every year the master distiller will go and handpick several different casks to blend together in this. This one was the very last one that Brian Nation did before he went to O'Shaughnessy Distillery in Minnesota. And apparently it's got the oldest whiskey they've ever used in a Middleton Very Rare, and it ranges between 13 and 36 years old.
What?
Yep.
What? Guys, I'm telling you, bourbon, you guys need to step your crap up. Oh, yeah, our blend, we put 1% of 15-year-old whiskey. That'll be $300, please. And they're like, oh, yeah, these guys? What?
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm sure some of the rules of Scotch apply. Is it a little easier? I mean, I'm sure the wood they're using allows them to age differently.
It's the climate too, and the fact that they're using used barrels quite often. I mean, when you consider what the angel share is at Jameson at Middleton, so it's about 2 to 3%. But because of their vast size, apparently it's the equivalent of 32,000 bottles of Jameson a day lost in angel share.
Hmm. So, hold on. You said all of that, and you know what I'm fixating on? Middleton and Jameson?
Mm-hmm.
They're
Jameson,
the same.
Yeah. So Middleton is the distillery. They make Jameson, Redbreast, all the Spots, Powers, and a few other brands too.
So what you have just happened upon is literally the noob when I was getting into bourbon, and I'm like, wait, Evan Williams, Elijah Craig, those are larceny? Those aren't their own people? That's all Heaven Hill?
Yep.
So Those are just brands under Middleton.
And what a lot of people don't realize is
So
Middleton
dumb.
is actually the largest distillery in the world. So they put out an annual volume of about 64 million liters of whiskey a year. They have the largest pot stills as well. So it's I think it's now 375,000 liter pot stills that go 24 hours a day. It's crazy.
It's amazing. I can't even wrap my head around it. Let me see. Great presentation. 30-year charred oak would not be very good. I would probably agree with that. It would taste like pure wood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you right now, dude. This smells angelic.
It's all honeycomb, vanilla, pear blossom. It's just lovely.
I would put, like, I'm not kidding. I don't want to exaggerate tonight, people, but I might. This is like easily, I'm just smelling. I haven't even tasted it yet. The smell alone, I would put it up against pretty much 95% of the bottles of bourbon I have. It's so good.
Yep. And I don't buy the Middleton Very Rares every year. I always try before you buy.
Wow, that's so good.
And this one is probably the best one I've had since 2016 because that was the last one that I bought.
Oh man, this is. Do you want to go to heaven tonight? If I'm in heaven. So far, this is. I'm gonna taste it. Have you tasted it already?
Oh, many times.
Okay.
This is my second bottle.
That is, again, I said the first one was weird. I'm saying it's weird because I'm not expecting the flavors that I'm getting.
Yeah, so this is a blend of grain and single pot still whiskey. So single pot still has basically unmalted and malted barley in it, and then of course the grain whiskey comes from corn.
People, 100 likes and Donald has to do something.
Uh-oh.
And I will too. Something bad. I'll do something bad. Okay, so unmalted barley.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a characteristic that shines through on a palate where you could say that's unmalted barley?
Yeah, it adds a lot of spice to the single pot still style. So when you have an Irish single pot still, it really, really just shines through like pie spices like cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, mace, those kinds of spices that you would expect in an apple pie or something like that.
This is almost, I like you said, apple pie. This almost reminded me on the palate of like a boozy apple pie filling.
Okay.
Like I don't know, the gooey stuff the apples are in.
Yeah, and what I like about this is that it's got like actual honeycomb in it. Like when you taste it, it just.
I totally get honey, and I don't know if I would have said that without you saying it, but I get honey on the nose, like I'm smelling and like an actual fresh pot of honey.
Yeah,
something. Man, that's incredible. It's so different from bourbon. Like it's totally its own beast, but I think it's nice and sweet and a good change of pace.
Actually, Anthony, I have had the Method and Madness chestnut from Middleton, and it's delicious. If you want to picture think of a McDonald's apple pie, but take out the apple filling and put pineapple in there. And then there's a waxy characteristic that would make you think that Fruit Roll Up did like a McDonald's pineapple pie. It's wonderful.
man. So 40%.
Mm-hmm.
Again, on the note, I think on the palate, I wouldn't say it drinks like 40. It definitely drinks.
A lot more mild, yeah.
Yeah, it's mild. The nose, though, is what's crazy, is that it's 40% and it's
Mm-hmm.
so,
I,
it is
I've,
just,
I've often, wondered what the hell would this be like at 46. Even it would probably be mind blowing.
and I feel like the change from 40 to 46 in Irish whiskey is probably much more drastic than in 80, like the same in bourbon.
Yeah.
I feel like it's minute in bourbon. I think over in here, and just maybe the climate or whatever, um, it's much more noticeable.
Okay. Yeah,
I
I would
think
agree. Yeah,
that's just from what I've been seeing,
I would agree.
especially since the 40 is so good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're used to in bourbon, like 40. No, that's crap.
Yeah. And to be fair, a lot of the 40% in Irish whiskey um, is down to an historic legacy because when you think about it, in the early 1970s to the mid 70s, there were two distilleries left in Ireland, Middleton and Bushmills, and then they merged up until I think 2005 or six when Diageo bought Bushmills. So they were fighting for survival. So they had to maximize every single cask they could. And that unfortunately involved putting most everything out at 40%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. If it tastes good,
Yeah.
then who cares?
Yeah.
What's up, Mark? Is $80 a reasonable price for the Method in Madness?
It is. Yep. Wholeheartedly. Especially if it's any of their pot still expressions, chestnut, acacia, wild cherry, or mulberry. Buy all of them.
Buy them all.
Yep.
You heard the man. If Donald says do it, you do it.
They're absolutely fascinating. I mean, you've got one pot still that's finished in chestnut, another one in wild cherry wood, then another one you've got in mulberry wood, and then the acacia casks. Like, that's what I love about Irish whiskey because they don't have to use exclusively oak. They can
Yeah.
finish and age in different woods, play around with things. And hopefully next year, the technical file is going to change for the single pot still, where they're going to get rid of the stupid rule for the 5% and allow up to 30% of other grains in their whiskey.
And that's what I like when there's rules in place, but then I also like when the rule is there's not that many rules.
Yep.
Because we want you to be able to use freaking mulberry
Yeah.
wood. Like, if it's gonna try it and see what it's like, and if it tastes good, let's go. I like people experimenting, especially with different woods and barrels and like all of this crazy stuff, because you get such a wide variety of flavors that some rule was gonna stop me from tasting that.
Yeah,
If it
exactly.
tastes good, tastes good.
Yep.
Is Trev being converted right before our bourbon loving eye? Dude, I'm telling you, this stuff's good. It's really, really good.
We haven't even hit the magic yet.
Well, which one's next?
So I think let's step up in ABV to the
Oh,
Turcano for the 16 year.
16-year-old ex bourbon,
Yep.
46%. I mean, I'm all for it.
Unfortunately, mine is getting low, but I have another one on the way. But look at the bottle. I love the little embossing on the bottom.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
Yeah.
Again, marketing.
Yep. Some of the Irish companies seem to do it better than a lot of the other companies. I guess because it's like we're here, like hello.
Dude,
All right.
every one of these have smelled completely different.
Yep.
I'm talking, if you didn't tell me these were all Irish, I don't know. I don't know if I would have guessed right off the nose this one's Irish.
So this one is a single malt, but there's a reason why I gave you this one, because I think it's really going to appeal to you, being strictly ex-bourbon and first fill ex-bourbon for 16 years. The other interesting thing about it is Cooley only does double distillation for their single malts.
I honestly, like, I am getting, I don't know if I can tell that it's bourbon oak. Like, I don't know what oak I'm getting, but I'm getting a little more oakiness on this than I was the other ones.
Yeah, Steve, there is a single malt, which is, nah. The single grain, the virgin oak single grain, is absolutely wonderful and fascinating. I have some. It basically smells like a wood craftsman shop with grapefruit peels, brown sugar, and all kinds of pot still spices, which is weird for a single grain. No, the cherry wood is a single pot still.
Keith
Oh, yeah.
J, for one, good to see you, Keith. He said Donald's voice reminds me of
Murtaugh?
Murtaugh
Okay.
from Outlander.
No, I don't watch Outlander, so.
I don't know, but all I can say about Donald's voice is that if he did audiobooks, I would. Donald should read and do an audiobook of some Irish lore, Irish whiskey lore, and I would listen to that every night before going to bed.
Yeah, my favorite author's actually Irish, James Joyce, and my favorite book is Dubliners. Love reading it.
So when are you going to make an audiobook? I will buy it.
Yeah, Travis, go bugger yourself.
Got any Tullamore Dew?
XO, yeah.
Donnie says he has 3. How do you say this again?
Tyrconnell.
Yeah,
you've got to. A lot of Americans drag it out. They're like Tyrconnell. No, Tyrconnell. That's it. That's it.
Tyrconnell.
That.
Finished in port, finished in sherry, and finished in Madeira if you want samples. Well, Donnie, absolutely. Yep. Well, I haven't tasted this yet. Let's see how this tastes.
And the other thing about the Tyrconnell is it's named after a famous racehorse. So that's why they all have horses on it.
Whoa. Interesting. That has, I think it's got to be from the bourbon cask. It has almost like a subtle charriness or something to it.
But dig deeper, and you will find the most intense tropical fruits off of that. This thing has guava, melon, just, it is the Cooley characteristic. It is their signature.
Let me go back for round 2, because I think that was just a shock of, that was so wild. I think the nose to the palate was just this.
Man, that is magic.
Up front, definitely hits me. Like, the first thing I taste is that gotta be the ex-bourbon. At the back of my tongue, I feel like is where I get this fruity. You say guava. I don't even know what to call this fruit, and I've never had a guava, so I'm calling it guava.
Yeah, so whatever tropical fruit, because it could be all over the place. It's something that, especially Matt, Will, Sarah, and I, we often are amazed at. And even Jason, I mean, he's just amazed at how much tropical fruit, especially with Cooley, just wonderful.
Giorgio, will the wrench like Irish whiskey? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes. Giorgio. I don't know if I've ever said his name in this chat before. So welcome. Maybe I have. No. Because I would have tried to pronounce your last name. I don't remember trying to pronounce that. Single malt is the bourbon barrels finished in French oak. Oh,
For the Method
I
of
forget
Madness.
Steve A knows he is into this just as dang hard. So he's having side conversations that I don't even
Yeah, and he's
know.
drinking an epic Irish right now too. I imagine he's got his Bluebell Forest out. So
I learned to say Irish brands quickly and get it right. So the thing is, the Irish, maybe they're so drunk from all of this whiskey they're producing that the faster you say it, they can't even process it.
that's it.
Dracano. Yeah, I love that brand.
Yeah, Toronto, yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Keith's saying I need an Irish whiskey budget. Honestly, my problem is more so that the selection of Irish whiskey at my local store is like non-existent. It's like Tullamore Dew and that's it. And then some like it's so small. So I've never really, especially when I was getting into it, I wasn't going to that aisle and just trying stuff because there wasn't anything to try.
Yes, sir.
What'd Steve do?
He's got Knockruth Tree 4 out right now.
Well, we got Tree 5.
Mm-hmm.
When
to that.
we get to that, you're going to have to explain what the heck all of that means.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Wallard, I missed it. What's up, Travis? Marty, what's up? He says, cheers, you two. Good to see you. I need to find some of the Dare Galas.
Yep.
Gala. Is it Gala?
Gaelics.
Mm-hmm. Guava is something like strawberry, maybe mixed with a bit of sweet apple.
Yeah.
I almost would have. I was thinking of some sort of like melon or something.
Yeah.
Like green, like you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I can totally get that.
But it's like, to me, it's on the back. It's after this initial malty. It's like malt and char, and then this sweet, weird, fruity thing going on.
Yeah, it just, I love Cooley at this age, and that's probably going to be a problem for me going forward with like Teeling, because when the Teeling set up their distillery, they got to take like 16,000 casks of aged Cooley stock with them. So going forward, I really think that the profile of Teeling is going to change from basically being a Cooley clone that's finished in all these different, barrels to its own beast. And it'll be interesting to see.
Well, you will be the first to notice this.
Probably.
Like
I mean,
you're ready.
I am ready. And there's quite a few other people out there too that are ready. I mean, I've already noticed it with the single malt because they stopped using a lot of the older Cooley stock and putting in their own stuff, which is 6 years and under. And it's not great so far, which kind of gives me, a bit of pause. It's like, oh, guys, come on.
I got a question. Someone has a really good question for you. First, I have to say hello to Steven, the Claw.
Yep.
The Claw. Holtzclaw. What's up, Steven? Late. It's okay. I love you. Here's the question. Irish Whiskey Yoda. What's the one readily available Irish whiskey under $100 that everyone should try that's not Redbreast 12?
I kind of don't want to say it because then it'll get popular and tatered, but Powers John's Lane, 12-year. Just
I've
done.
Never even heard of that.
That's it. Powers John's Lane. You know what? Shit, I should have sent you a sample of that. We'll have to do another Irish sample pack because that one is just an absolute hitter.
And what is the price on that bottle?
$65-$70.
Okay.
It's probably dollar for dollar the best value that Middleton makes. Period.
So that's from Middleton.
Yep.
Middleton just makes freaking everything good, don't they?
They make a lot of great stuff. They're probably one of my favorite distilleries on the face of the earth. I mean, the other one would probably be Berkladdie for Scotland, just because I, love the diversity of products they put out.
Travis says Green Spot.
Green Spot's fine. It's 40 ABV. It's got nice, fresh, well-defined, surgically clean, flavors of green apple, salt, slightly toasted coconut, some caramel, a bit of spice. But I mean, it just doesn't hold up to the John's Lane. Sorry.
Well, Jim came with an even bigger hitter, proper 12.
Yeah, proper 12.
It's
Yeah.
properly disgusting.
It isn't even, worth using as toilet bowl cleaner. I mean, it took some idiot and that stupid moron Conor McGregor to screw up Bushmills. I mean, yeah, Peter, it's virtually non-existent in Canada, which is why I have a steady supply from, outside the country, because if I ever run out of that one, I'm going to panic and probably want to lock myself in a room and cry.
What's up, Cliffy? Sorry,
Hey,
I missed the first hour. I've been training. What? You're training right now?
For Matt Madness, I think.
Yeah, I know, but you're training for he's going on tonight. Like you don't train the hour. You were in the golden hour. Haven't tried many of the whiskeys you're having tonight, but the Redbreast 27 is lights out, says Darrell. Go figure, Darrell has this. What do you think about it, Donald?
I think it's overpriced for what it was, and it wasn't my favorite. I have a real problem with the Redbreast 27 personally, because Redbreast, in their own marketing spiel, says it's the epitome of pot still with sherry. Then you go throw it in a bloody port cask and charge people $500 for it. And it wasn't that great, to be honest. Like, I thought it was good. I got lovely, Vietnamese coffee flavors off of it. There was a lot of jamminess. But for the price, and then the fact that they're kind of abandoned what made them famous, which is sherry, just no thanks.
I do like the bottle, though. Let's be the bottle's pretty cool looking. Let's give them something here. Let's see. Everyone's just talking crap about proper 12 now.
Yeah. Travis, okay, yeah, Green Spot because it's accessible, but whatever. Exactly, yes.
The Irishman 17 share cask may be better than Redbreast 27. Now, what is that?
So
the Irishman 17.
It is one of the most epic sherried whiskeys you will ever come across. It's basically sourced Bushmills that Walsh brought in, and it's completely aged for all 17 years in these amazing first fill Oloroso sherry casks. And holy mother of Christ. Oh, it's amazing.
Here, let's start pouring the fourth one. You got a question here.
Mm-hmm.
Matt says, I bought a single barrel of
Napo Castle. Yeah, Napo Castle.
Napo Castle last year. Real sweet, but I enjoyed it. Where does that actually rank as an Irish? Did I get suckered into a tater?
No, you didn't. They can actually be really, really, really good. Some of those single barrels are just amazing. Like, especially when you get like the ones that are finished in Italian wine, like Barolo or others, just awesome. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people coming in with just dropping some facts around here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Chateau Leoville Barton. Good God, that thing just does magic.
What is that what he's talking about?
Yep, the Bordeaux
The
finish.
Bordeaux finished?
Yep.
Dustin, you have this? And did you let me try this? I'm coming over.
That is one of my favorite bottles, period.
I'm about to run to his house right freaking now. Bordeaux, come on, man.
Yep.
All right, what's number 4, dude?
Number 4 will be another Middleton.
Okay.
So it's this, the Middleton Barry Crockett Legacy.
So that's another very rare.
Yeah, well, it's part of their new marketing since 2017, but it's the Barry Crockett Legacy. So Barry Crockett was the head distiller of Middleton up until 2013. He retired that year. And literally, he was born into the Middleton distillery. His father, Max Crockett, was the head distiller, and he was born at the head distiller's cottage within the Middleton distillery.
Literally born in
born
the cottage.
Yeah. So, of course, being a Middleton, it's got the fancy box. This is 46 ABV, and this one is between typically 12 and 25 year.
Dude.
And it's all single pot still.
I'm telling you right now.
There you go.
Both of these very rares have been literally blow my mind. I think this one I like better than the first one.
Well, yeah, because it's 46. And
this is crazy good.
And the thing about it is, so Barry Crockett hand selects all the casks. So he goes through the exclusive, warehouse, and he basically tastes all of the casks and then picks them out. And it's a combination of first fill bourbon and other used oak. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's like being lost in a pear and apple orchard.
Like, this is just, I wish everyone who's like, man, I just wish everyone could taste this. If you're a bourbon drinker, I wish you could drink this and smell this. This is incredible.
Yep.
Wow. What's up, Independent Joe? Since we're at the top of the hour, let me give a quick little spiel. Just an update for all of the Patreons who are waiting for our first ever wrench collaboration store pick bottle. There was a little hiccup in the road. Without getting into too many details, it's fine. It's just Monday is when we're going to get a date from the guys. So everything's been bottled and the stickers are there. So it's going to be very soon. But something weird happened, and like, go figure, I had something to do with this pick, so something had to go wrong. But it's good. We're good. Yep. Monday we should have a release date of when we're doing it. So
cool. There's a picture of the man there, Mr. Barry Crockett.
And someone asked, is he related to Davy?
I have no idea.
Davy Crockett. I would say probably. More than likely.
Maybe.
Man, I could smell this probably. The store pink went off the rails, says Keith. Go figure. Absolutely it did. No. I'll give you a small gist of what happened. A company that we were working with got bought out by a company. So they were like, well, we're like in this weird transition because another company literally just bought us. So it was weird. It got weird.
Dear.
No, it's not. I don't think it's something like that, dude. It was the whole, like, they literally got purchased by somebody. And we're like, can we still like? Is it still good? I blame Kira too. Let me get to where Donald is. Donald is literally in heaven.
This is one of my favorite whiskeys. Again, I always have to keep one of these on hand. It is just such a glorious single pot still. Just all of that spice, and then you get like this intense green pear, green apple. I mean, there's even a bit of like chocolate in there. It's just,
Can I say a note and you tell me if I'm crazy or not?
no, there's no wrong note. I mean,
I almost get some sort of like butteriness to this.
yeah, well,
Like
that's
a butter, like a cookie, like
yes,
the Christmas cookies. I don't know what they're
shortbread.
called, but they have these tins they sell
Yeah,
at like Walmart,
shortbread.
like butter cookies.
Yep,
It's spice
yep.
up front, and then it's like this subtle buttered sugar
Mhm.
cookie underlayer, and it's literally heaven in your mouth.
Yeah, no, that's a very common note a lot of people get on single pot still whiskey because of the unmalted barley, and then the fact that it's a very, very oily and viscous style of whiskey. Just, oh, man.
Shut up, Matt. Man, that's what's weird too. Like
Oh,
the nose
yeah.
and the palate are. I don't get the same like that sugar or the buttered cookie. I don't
Mhm.
get it really on the nose.
Not so much, but it's there on the nose where this one really dominated is it's almost like being lost in a fruit orchard, like either an apple or pear orchard. It's so intense. Mm, good Lord.
Yeah, that's crazy good, man. That might be. I would have to go back between this one and the other Middleton Very Rare as my favorite. Like so far, those
Hmm.
are crazy good.
Yep. Just, oh,
And you can really tell, like I was saying earlier, going up to 46 is much more drastic, I feel like, for these.
yep.
Like like it seems much I wouldn't say it drinks aggressive. Like I would
No.
say it's almost like the equivalent of drinking an 80 proof bourbon and then jumping all the way to 100.
Okay.
Where to us, to a seasoned drinker, like 100's not aggressive, but it's that kind of leap to me
Yeah. And
from
it's
40
also got
to
to do
46.
with, I mean, the fact that a lot of the lower proof stuff can be chill filtered, whereas 46 and up, um, it's, not chill filtered.
Really?
Yep.
Is that like that's just what they do?
Yep. Pretty much. Same thing in scotch.
What have I been telling everyone? Non-chill filter for every freaking bottle.
Yeah.
Every bottle should be non-chill filtered.
Yeah. And
Period.
say, sometimes you can get a 43% Irish whiskey that's not chill filtered too.
It just 46 for the way it still coats your mouth as if
Mhm.
you are
Oh,
drinking a
man.
non or a higher
Well,
proofed bourbon or whatever.
I mean, look at my glass. Look at the legs on that.
Yeah, I
It's
was
just
gonna say, dude,
just the oil. Yeah.
what your use. Let me see if it will pop up on mine.
Yeah, all that oil, the legs, just
Look at that. That's 46. Look at that.
yep,
That is what you expect when you pour a cask strength bourbon. Is legs like that. This is 46.
yep,
Non-chill filter for all.
yep. Just beautiful.
What's a good breakfast Irish?
I would probably uh that's actually a good question. I would think something light, so I'd probably go with the stout cask Jameson, the cask mates. I think that would pair really well with a good hearty Irish breakfast.
There you
Yep.
go. You're going to have to tell us, Dustin, and see what happens. Hey, what's up, drums and drams? Are you ready for tonight, nerd? You're going to totally sug it. What's up, Mike Reed? Hope everyone's I can't even talk. Hope everyone's having a great night. In fact, what is everyone in the chat? What are you drinking? Because I know not all of you are drinking Irish whiskey. So I want to check in with all our bourbon people. What are you drinking right now? And are we convincing you to maybe go and try an Irish whiskey? Because I'm going to go buy one. You don't have to, but I'm going to go buy some.
Nice.
Who else came in here? Big Vic. Where did he go? Big Vic's in here. I just saw him and now it's gone. Big Vic, we love you. Come back. Stellan Black Rye. Steven has been on this Stellan Black Rye. I'm going to have to try it because he's drinking that every time I talk to him.
Cool.
Bourbon Baller, Irishman 17, best Irish whiskey I've ever had. Trying to find
one of them. One of them. I'll have to put a sample aside for you for the next Irish sample pack at some point.
There's Big Vic. Tom W. He's here and late.
Wow, man.
But I'm not mad at you because you're here. That's all that matters. He's definitely going to suck it. Cliffy is going to make Cam suck it so hard. Just picked up the new Orphan Barrel, cracking that now. Glendula Double Barrel. Double Barrel.
Glendalough.
Crap!
Yep.
Glendalough.
Yeah, Glendalough.
Double Barrel.
Yep.
What's up, Jake Miller? He says Lefroy Lore.
What a hitter.
We're all over the place.
Lefroy Lore
to a margarita. We're all over the place.
Whoever's drinking Lefroy Galore has really good taste. Like
it's Jake Miller.
Such a hitter. For a non-age stated whiskey, just well done.
Knob Creek 9 picked up a bottle of Architect today. Mike, have you opened it yet? I've been drinking that. Me and Craig have talked about that bottle. I think it needs a little time, but it opens up into a little, it's pretty good. You got to like Maker's 46, let's be honest. Rye Guy, happy Friday Rye Day. Uh-oh, ADHD Whiskey has a question. Okay. Quiet Man 7 year. Yay or nay?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's okay, but nothing worth, going after. Like, it's another generic Irish single malt that, I would save your money, and keep looking for, some interesting single pot stills or something else, like just bleh.
That's the thing. So Donald literally just like orgasmed over this one. And then you look at his face when he reads Quiet Man 7. That tells me a lot. I trust this man. And so it's a nay. I'm going to tell Matt it's a nay.
Yeah, definitely. Just
Tommy D, I'm here now. The ribeye has been devoured. Well, are you drinking anything now? Martin R's not drinking. Finishing a Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich, but small batch 1792 awaits. Martin, have you tried any other 1792 products aside from that one? Deanston 12 says Greg D.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what he's drinking.
Yep.
I've heard of that.
It's a very malty whiskey, though.
Is it an Irish?
No, it's a Scotch.
Scotch.
Yep.
See, I knew I heard that from one of you guys. Oh, okay. Honest Charlie. Oh, he wants to know any Irish whiskeys have a bourbon sweetness.
Yep.
Well, I get this is kind of good and bad that I'm drinking these because A, I can tell you, yes, they do. The bad thing is these are hard to get. But if these exist, that tells me that there are easier to get Irish whiskeys
Mhm.
that still have a similar flavor profile to this. And I would say 100%.
I would recommend you go for some of the single grains, like Teeling single grain, really easy to get. Teeling small batch, because they're all pretty much corn based. So you will get a lot of the sweetness from the corn based whiskey out of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's what I was getting at earlier is hold on. Did we talk about so these Middleton the very rare, the one we just tried, did we talk what its
Yep.
makeup is?
Yeah. So it's
So
all
let's go over that again.
it's a blend of single pot stills. So it's basically malted and unmalted barley, different ages between 12 and 25 years old from different casks blended together.
So
So like,
it's strictly malted barley and unmalted barley.
yeah,
I think that from my experience with these, I would say the single grain stuff would be catered towards bourbon people because you're getting the
mhm,
corn and away from the single malt.
yep,
Because I'm not saying everyone who likes bourbon doesn't like single malt or like bourbon lovers strictly, but I think it's the unmalted barley too
okay,
mixed in takes away from the maltiness. Like I think that is good for bourbon drinkers too. So
okay,
the addition of unmalted barley and grain is, I think, where it's at for sweetness bourbon lovers, what they're looking for,
okay.
in my opinion. Because yeah, I wouldn't say like smelling this one, it does not give me a strong malt like a malted barley taste.
No, and that's down to the mash bill at Middleton. I think for this one, it was 60% unmalted barley, 40% malted barley, if I remember correctly.
Then that's totally it. I think I don't know. I just feel like what takes me away from a lot of whiskeys that I just don't like is malted barley. I think it's just too I don't know. It's its own
Well,
beast.
that's why I only included one single malt, because I know you've struggled with it in the past, as we used to talk about on Discord.
Yep.
Um, so I tried to veer away from like heavy malt. And when I did do the single malt, I wanted to include something that had a lot of bourbon sweetness and
Yeah.
tropical fruit.
And that's just I was trying to go back to his comment because if you've tried single malts and you didn't like them and you're looking, like he asked an Irish for, sweetness
Mhm.
I'm a bourbon guy. I want sweetness. I think unmalted barley and I think the grain one, or, I don't, what do you call it? Just grain
So
whiskey?
single grains or
Single
blends.
grain.
Yeah, because those will have blends will also have grain whiskey in there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think just the addition, even if it's a little bit of corn, it's gonna it's gonna be familiar enough to a bourbon drinker that they can find some common ground. Adds just a little bit of sweetness to it that you're gonna like more. So
Yep. All right. Should we go on to the
yeah,
next pour?
yep. What's next? I feel like I already know what's next.
What do you
No, I
think's
don't.
next?
No, I don't. I didn't see the proofs.
Okay.
What are we doing?
We're gonna do the Writer's Tears.
All right. All right, let's do it. Ryder's
So,
Tears. This is one I've definitely heard. I've heard a lot about.
yep. Yeah. So this is produced by Walsh Whiskey, and it's a blend of single pot still and single malt. So it's 60% single pot still and 40% single malt. And I mean, look at it comes in a solid wood backing, for crying out loud.
It's got its own separate cool box.
Yeah, it does. Like
What? Hey, what the heck? Oh, that was the bottle. I was like, what did you
yeah,
just put in the top of it?
yeah. So and then it just slides back in.
Come on, why can't Bourbon find some cool marketing game?
Yeah.
Mr. Steve A's asking me if 125 for Weller Foolproof's worth it. Me personally, no, I don't like it for 125, not at all.
Mhm.
I would say if you've never tried it and that's what you can get it for, like, dude, go ahead and try it, and then you might not buy another one for that price. I would much at that price. That's the price of 2 Elijah Craig barrel proofs. I would never buy. Shoot, 2 Maker's Cask strengths, almost 3. I like it better, me personally, and I really like the Weller Foolproof. So it's fine, just
Yep.
not the best thing. It's not worth marking up, and that's just the problem with all Buffalo Trace products.
Yeah.
They're good, they're just not worth marking up.
Yep.
Fancy Franchi, what is up? I'm smelling it. This is, dude, this has been a roller coaster, and you know what I mean by roller coaster? We're on the chain hill. We're just going up as we go.
We are. Yep.
Dude, these are so good.
West Cork bourbon cask. Pass. I mean, most that West Cork does is crap, to be honest. So I've only had a couple of products from them that I would endorse anybody buying. And yeah, that's not one of them.
And we have to shout out Stanley, the mash bill, for celebrating 2 months of membership. I did not know that you got fireworks for celebrating. That's so cool. Heck yeah.
So I've switched to probably the best glass for drinking high proof Irish, the Tua. It lends itself so well to high proof Irish. It's just amazing. Oh man.
It looks cool too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got like the triangular bottom, so you could lay it on its side and it won't roll and spill the whiskey.
I'm doing an experiment by laying my Glencairn on its side right now.
Yeah.
Don't recommend it. It's about to roll off the table.
Yep.
We're about to have a disaster, and I don't want a disaster this whiskey.
Oh, yeah. Peter White, awesome. That Mizunara Ryder's Tears is just fantastic. I love it.
Now, so this one is just Ryder's Tears cask strength.
Yep.
There's no finish.
It's all
just
ex-bourbon. All
ex-bourbon.
ex-bourbon. Yep. And that's kind of how I like a lot of my Irish malts or even blends, because I like the fact that the distillate could be a little bit delicate. So putting it in ex-bourbon kind of allows it to shine.
Dude.
And this one, 53 for this one.
You and maybe you're more conditioned to the Irish than me. This is the first one on the palate that I've gotten that extreme of fruitiness.
Okay.
Like or maybe it's just one single fruit that I'm focused on. But to me, this has some sort of, or maybe it might not even be fruit more than it is some sort of sweet characteristic to this.
Yeah, so for me, the way this one goes is if you basically think of, I don't know if you've ever had like a tarte tatin. It's a French dessert, like an upside down pear pie. And they burn the sugar and then caramelize the pear and put vanilla pods inside of it and then drizzle it with, caramel.
Dude, no, but this sounds amazing. What the heck?
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, this I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and pick a favorite because each one I've been like, yeah, this is my favorite. And I go to the next one and I'm like, yeah, this is my favorite. What's up, Krista? Very, very late. Cheers. Happy Friday, everyone. What are you doing, Krista? Work? How's work? I want to know. I want to know from you. How has your work been? Just plain Shane. Good to see you, buddy. Saw Ryder's Tears most likely at MSRP the other day. Should I have gotten it?
So which Ryder's Tears? The Copper Pot, Double Oaked, Marsala, Ice Wine. If it's a Copper Pot, yeah, buy it all day, every day. It's just a solid kind of, everyday sipper. I love it.
Honestly, I think I'm figuring it out a little more.
Okay.
What's the breakdown of this? Like mash bill?
So it's a blend of 60% single pot still and 40% single malt.
The single malt on this, almost to me, in what I'm interpreting it as, and because there's a hint of what I call scotchiness, which is to me single malt.
Yep.
It almost turns it into this like a cherry pie.
Interesting. I have never gotten that before on this.
To me, it's very specific.
Okay.
McDonald's they have their apple pie, but
Yeah.
then they have that limited edition like other pie. It's like raspberry or cherry or something. It's a different filling pie. I'm getting kind of that like toasted buttered crust and then some sort of other fruit, and my mind's wanting to go to that, but it's a fruitiness like that.
Fair enough. Like I can totally see that kind of like McDonald's, apple pie crust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might even just be apple pie itself. This is great. I love this. And I'm even liking the maltiness that I'm getting on it.
Yep. Again, triple distilled.
Whoa! What the heck was that? You missed it, Donald. Hold on. We got some super chats to get to, but Dave has figured out the way there was a half naked man dancing on my screen. That was very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how he knows how to do that, but he does it. Mr. Steve Hayes, $10 super chat. Thanks, Trev. Great content tonight. Cheers to you both. Good stuff. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed. I've been enjoying. We still have 3 whiskeys to get. Well, this one plus 2 more.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I'm glad you've been enjoying it. This has been so much fun, and I really wish you guys could taste what I'm tasting right now. Eric Sawyer, I smell nerd. You must be smelling Donald. I am clean. The Mash Bill Stanley. Hey, Irish Yoda. Powers, John's Lane, or Ryder's Tears Marsala. I can only grab one. Uh-oh. You've really stumped Donald.
I would go Powers, John's Lane just because it is the classic. But that Ryder's Tears Marsala cask has got some redeeming virtues too. Yeah. So, Powers.
I'm going to go grab a Powers.
Yeah.
There's only one store I know of that might have it, is what I'm saying. I might not actually go buy it.
Yeah,
I'm going to go check.
Powers, John's Lane, and live happily ever after. That's it. Just great stuff.
Oh, Chris is coming from church. It is. It's Good Friday. Hope you guys have a great Easter. It's supposed to freaking storm this weekend, so all of our family's doings are going to be ruined.
Yeah, well, right now we're under a wind warning here. Just about a block and a half away from me, they had to close off the whole street because We
Because
had,
of wind?
yeah, well, what was happening was panels were blowing off of a new construction condominium
What
and
the
raining down onto people in the street. It was awful.
heck? Donald, tell me you filmed this.
No, I didn't.
He's like across the street and be like, hey, look at these panels freaking destroying people over here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Amy Boom is in the house. Good to see you, Amy. Whiskey Central. Shayla can't wait to try Powers.
Wait, Shayla hasn't had powers? What are you doing?
It's what it sounds like. She's been, I don't know, she's been sugging it or something.
Yeah, like Peter White saying, yeah, hurricane force winds here in Ontario. Yep.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Tornado emergency in Arkansas. What?
Okay.
No, that's well above me. But what the heck? Can we catch a freaking break? Like, this is 3 days in a row that we've had tornadoes.
Honestly, this spring for weather has been horrible right across North America.
And it's supposed to storm again.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Like
Tomorrow is 100% chance of rain, and Sunday, 80% chance of storms. Guaranteed, this freaking tornado warning is going to be within 10 miles of me. It always is. It's driving me crazy. You guys, do you get tornadoes up there? Do you know what a tornado is, Donald?
Yeah, we get tornadoes. In fact, we're the second most tornadoed area in the world.
Well, see, I was going to say,
So,
what part of the country doesn't have tornadoes because I want to go there?
You'd want to move to Vancouver, but then you'd probably get like earthquakes and whatever else.
So that's the thing. Everyone sucks. It's just, how do you suck?
Exactly.
Earthquake, snow. We don't really get too much
snow. Yeah. Yep. We know snow. We know tornadoes. We know, summer thunderstorms that deliver a month of rain within an hour. So.
What's up, Chris Brown? 4-inch hail. Okay. I guess it's okay. So guys, let me push that one aside. Donald, which one are we going to? And I'm going to start pouring it while I tell this story. I think we should go to Blue Spot.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking too. So
just because everyone was talking that I'm about to be mind blown by that one.
Well, Blue Spot. I think I want to save my favorite for the very end. So yeah,
that'll work for me. So guys, 4-inch hail. Tuesday, was it Tuesday night? I posted a video on Patreon, and I'm literally just like, no, I didn't post that video. Maybe I did. I can't remember. I got drunk because literally, I kid you not, on the TV, they pull the tornado thing in like the path of the tornado, and it's directly at my house. And he's like,
oh shit.
He's like, guys, if you're in this town, you have time. This is survivable. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, is it this bad? And all of a sudden, so there's like no rain. And then all of a sudden, it sounds like my house is just like people are outside hitting it with baseball bats. And I'm like, what the crap is that? So I run to the window and we're talking golf ball sized hail.
Good God.
Huge golf ball sized hail just pounding the house. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go seek shelter now because this isn't good.
Yep.
Welcome to the tornado alley, man.
Good Lord.
What's up, Chris? Yeah, I don't know like what kind of damage we got, but the insurance company came and checked out our house and they're like, yeah, you got hail damage. But then that was it. He didn't tell me what. He didn't tell me what's got to happen. He's like, yeah, you got hail damage and left. So I don't know. Okay, so I've seen multiple people ask this. Donald, your thoughts on Powers 3 Swallow?
Yep, it's good. It's their mid-range release. So you've got the Powers Gold label, which is their grain and single pot still blend. Then you've got the 3 Swallow, which is a single pot still bottled at 43.2, non-chill filtered. Perfectly acceptable entry to the single pot still style. And then you've got the Powers John's Lane 12, which is just such a fantastic whiskey. So you can't really go wrong with the 3 Swallow.
Okay. I have something to say about Blue Spot. And this is after trying all of these other ones. Because up to this point, this is one of the few I've had. And I would say this was also one of my favorites ever. I just loved this bottle. To me, though, I don't. First, let me say this is really good.
Okay.
2, compared to the other things, this almost seems more like a standard, like it just seems standard. Whereas the other ones seem like they have something else going on.
Yeah, the other ones are kind of limited editions. This one is standard. But what I will say I love about it is the Madeira finishing with the pot still on the back end for the finish. It just goes on for days. It's like having a Cadbury fruit and nut bar that just lingers in your mouth. And it's just like, oh my God, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that in a negative way, but it does compared to the other ones. And maybe that's just a testament to, I think, first, let me say, I can tell the difference between like a limited edition Irish and then that. If this is standard and this is limited, it was pretty easy for me to distinguish.
Okay.
Coming to this one, like I would say this is standard and those were special. On the flip side, I guess it's the testament to Irish versus bourbon where you almost could drink a regular on the shelf bourbon side by side with a limited edition and you wouldn't freaking tell the difference on
Okay.
some of them.
Yep.
On a lot of them, if I'll say that, a lot of them you can't even tell. To me, Donald, and I don't know, tell me I'm crazy or not, on the nose of this, I get a lot. It's super heavy, like sugar or the cookie again.
Yeah. Yeah. I
The
could definitely
cookie
see that.
force.
Independent Joe, I sent him batch 1 because I had help getting my first bottle, and then my second bottle a friend stumbled into in New York State on the shelf, and I'm like, okay, pick up another one. Cool.
Do the batches dip like? Are they significantly different from each other?
No, the ABV is just a little bit different.
You missed a lot, Hank Williams. Tornadoes and Irish whiskey. Grapefruit size hail would kill you or go through your roof. I'm telling you, Donnie, if I walked outside during the hail, it was like 20 minutes of just bombardment. I guarantee you, I would be in a lot of pain. It was crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. Mm.
But part of me would rather take hail for 20 minutes versus 3 months of snowpocalypse that Donald gets. So,
Yeah, hell no. I mean, at least you can move it out of the way. The salt trucks are out, and within like a few hours, life goes on.
but
That's
see,
it.
Donald, 20 minutes of terror and then life goes on. We're good.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
fine.
melts instantly.
Yeah, I'd still rather take the snow because at least you can make snowmen and go tobogganing and
True. You can have fun and snow. Hail, there's no fun. It's
no,
just, wow, it's ruining everything.
it's just ice death from the sky. That's it.
Ice death.
Yep.
How much is this bottle, the Blue Spot?
I paid 95 US for both mine. I
And
think
are they out of all of the bottles? Is this the easiest one to get? Like, can you get this?
apparently it's like tatered like hell in the US. It's very hard to find because I guess a lot of the bourbon taters have kind of caught on and they're like buying it up. And I've seen it on secondary for like $450. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I almost feel like it's not even the term bourbon doesn't even be tied to it anymore. I think it's just tater in general. Or we need to just call them flippers. I think they are
Yeah, flippers or
realizing that stuff when it tastes really good, I can make profit off of it. And I'm like,
I wouldn't even call them flippers. I would just call them cocksuckers and leave it at that.
you know what, Donald? I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to offend anybody.
I'll offend anybody. So
Me too. You can suck it. I mean, yeah, Steven, I know this is what I was telling Donald before we did this. This was the only one I've tried. Before this, like this and Redbreast, are the only Irish I've tried. Yeah, Shane, you should be offended. Keith Schmidt just said you can suck it with a hard CK.
Yep.
It's okay to offend flippers. I mean,
Yep.
I feel like some good people flip. I feel like a lot of freaking people I want to fight flip. So there's that. I don't know. I think it's silly that like you said they've caught on. It's like they realize like, whoa, this is really good.
Yeah,
We
like
can just
it's
buy
like
it all and go and sell it for more. And I'm like, you're
yeah,
making this a problem. Like
yeah,
you're
like
making to do this to make a problem.
welcome to Taterville, Ireland. Like, good God.
Bad Axe Bourbon missed the whole Donald Ranch spiel on Redbreast 27.
No, it's fine. It's
Do you think
whatever.
the Redbreast 27 is one of those things like you can't deny it's good. I mean, I've not tried it, but just from what I've
No,
heard, it's
it
good.
is good. Yep.
But it's like when you start thinking this is $500, and then this bottle over here cost me, X amount less, and I'm like, is it really $500? Or you know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's my whole problem. It's just way too overpriced for what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, like even Lefroy 25 is probably a little bit overpriced now because you could get it before for like 400, 350. Now it's pushing 700, $800. So yeah, no.
Greg D says, would you equate Redbreast 27 to Pappy 23?
I have no idea. I just heard
I don't think Redbreast is at the level of Pappy 23, but no, I would actually, without having tried either, I'm going to say no. Because I think Pappy 23 is so much further gone into the abyss. It's useless. Like, you're useless. It's useless.
yeah,
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. If you drink bourbon, don't even worry about getting that bottle.
yeah, it kind of seems that Pappy 23 is now in the realm of like smegma headed fuckwits that just want to have the bottle on their shelf to show off to people, right? So
now here's the thing: if I could get it, because they have them in raffles and you can buy them for retail, which is still hundreds of dollars, I would do it. Why? Just so I can say I have it. But I can guarantee.
I would do it too. I would probably do it so I could flip it for like a bottle of Aurora 38 or something else.
Donald would go and flip it for like he would get $3,000 for it, and he would buy whatever the heck he wants.
Exactly. That's it.
And that's the thing too, and I guess that's why I'm I don't attack the flippers all that much because I know that there are people out there who are like, I won this bottle, and guess what? I know it's not good. I'm gonna go take advantage of some idiot who's wanting to pay $3,000
Oh
for this
yeah, I
bottle.
mean, without the idiots, there wouldn't be flippers. I mean,
No.
let
Or
let's just be
half of me
real.
doesn't even
Like,
want to say idiots. I'm gonna say idiots and rich people who have $3,000 to spend on a
so
bottle.
basically, a Forrest Gump, because Forrest Gump was an idiot and he was rich, and he would probably buy Pappy because people would tell him to, and that's it. Like,
Donald, I might not be a smart man, but I know what bourbon is.
and it's Pappy.
Happy. I invested in some sort of bourbon company.
Yeah,
I'm a go-jillionaire now.
that's it.
All right. I think at this point we got 20 minutes left. I think we should pour this one. And that gives me time to
Mhm.
live in heaven. And then I want to try for me or just to you. I want to rank them for you.
Okay.
Kind of what my favorites were in order.
All right, guys. So here is probably one of my favorite whiskeys I've ever had in my life. And it's this bad boy here, Middleton Dar Gaelic Knockrath Forest. And then the bird is like carved into the box.
Now, can
Just,
you
ah.
do some explaining on what Dare Gaelic means and what is the Knockrath Forest?
So what happens is every year or 2 years or 3 years, Middleton, what they do is they go out into the Irish countryside and they basically identify forests where they can knock down Irish oak and then send it to Jerez in Spain to make barrels. So these trees are over 300 years old, and they identify the specific tree and then have every plank, every stave marked from which tree it is, from being cut down, manufactured to the aging. And so the Knockworth Forest, I think, was it County Clare? It was probably the first one that wasn't in County Down or something. Anyway, so this is aged in ex bourbon, and then you've got the ex Irish or the Virgin Irish oak, and just holy crap, yeah. Dare Gaelic translates as Irish oak, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm excited because I kind of, I wanted to save this one for last just because Steve A at the very beginning of this stream was like just talking about this bottle as being so great.
Oh, because he's got a couple of them. He's got one of my favorites, the Bluebell Forest Tree 4 from the last series. And then the series before, my favorite was Tree 9, Grinselswood. Just fantastic. And this Tree 5 is just magic. Like, holy crap.
Nice and dark.
Yep. So this is 15 to 28 year pot still, all blended
what?
together.
15 to 28 years. Let's go.
Yep.
Trevor says, learning so much about Irish whiskey tonight. Honestly, it still confuses me. Like it blows my mind how much Donald knows about this. Like it makes me think that I want to know, did you just decide to start studying all of this? Like, how do you know everything? It seems like every distiller you just know everything about.
Yeah, it was kind of a decision I took where I'm like, you know what? My first love in whiskey was Bushmill. So I was kind of like, I want to kind of know everything I possibly can about Irish whiskey. And even if that means I have to like look at the technical file or try and research like what the mash bills are or how long they char the barrels. I just want to know everything I can. And the great thing is I'm always learning. And then there are other people out there that, can teach me as well because, they're in the industry, they've got connections. It's just wonderful. I love it.
I'll be honest, part of me feels like you know probably more than some of the people who actually work at these places.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like you genuinely it blows my mind how much you know. Every one of these that we've gone through, you've told me like literally everything there is to know about this bottle and who makes it, why they make it, what they ate for dinner before they made it.
Yeah, well, if I knew what they ate for dinner before they made it, then maybe I could get into the industry by blackmail.
I'm going to start petitioning. I'm going to start sending emails. And I'm going to say Donald Rance needs a commission. I hope there's not a pop quiz. Yeah, I hope there's not either because I would fail. This has been so much info. It's crazy. Ooh, this smells pretty good, Donald.
Oh, this is the magic. This is just, if you want liquid Viagra in a glass for me, done. Like, oh my God.
It's very intense on the nose.
Oh, wait. There you go. Tasted it.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this is number one of the night.
Yep. I know. I know.
That's an easy dub. I'm gonna tell you right now, and it's unfortunate because you did send nothing but hitters, so unfortunately the viewers can't like just go out and get this bottle. But I'm gonna tell you, this is a bottle that I think every single bourbon drinker out there, if they owned it, would literally say this is easily in my very least top 10. Like, it's good. It's good. If they've never tried Irish whiskey and they tried that, they would, honestly, they might be ruined of Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Because it's so good. And then everything else they would try, they would be like, it's not that, you know?
Yeah, no, the Dar Gaelics are just like, some are better than others, but there's no bad one. And it's just, this Tree 5, I was so pleased I could get it because I'd heard great things from people that, I trusted. And it was just like the instant I took a sip, I was just like, oh my God, yes.
So, Whiskey Central, Shayla said, no notes, just relaxing. Now, to put into words what we just put in our freaking mouth. What notes do you get on this?
So this thing is a tropical fruit bomb. So, and it also has a lot of stone fruit for me. So if you think peach cobbler that's heavily spiced, and then have a side dish of like melon or pineapple on the side, perfect. Just,
you know what's crazy to me, Donald? I love how differently we interpret this.
Okay.
And by this, I mean literally all of them. I definitely get, when you said peach, peach is the peach cobbler, like peach something. Peach pie. It's peach cobbler. Crusted peach. But to me, I think I focus more on the crust of the cobbler than I do the fruitiness of the cobbler. Okay. To me, it's like, it's very heavy, like a toasted crust of a peach cobbler. And I'm talking like a thick crust.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of, and I love that.
No, it definitely. I can get the crust, but the other thing that really takes me back too is there's a slight maple syrup note in there too.
I think I get that more on the nose than I do the from what
Yeah,
you just
I
said.
agree. Yep.
I don't know. It's still there on the palate. It's like a thickness,
Oh
that
man.
mapley thickness. RC from ICT. I've never said your name, and he says, "Does your guest have a YouTube channel?"
No. Too much work. I'm
It's
too
just,
lazy.
here's the thing about Donald Rance, though. He's been in this community for probably as long, if not longer, than I have, because I remember very vividly. Do you remember that night, Donald? You and we were in Discord, and I think we stayed up well into the early morning. Just
Yeah,
like
the sun
everyone
was
else
coming
left.
up. Yeah.
Everyone else left, and it was just me and you just sitting there
Yeah, and you're
talking.
kind of like, I'm gonna go to Taco Bell for breakfast. Bye. Yeah.
Yeah, that was many years ago. That was like, yeah, that was awesome. Donald's a legend in this community, man. And I'm telling you, I'm glad Donald sent me this flight like a month or two ago.
Yeah, February, I think. Yeah.
And it's just like it finally worked out. I was like, Donald, we were supposed to do this a couple weeks ago. I was like, Donald, can you do this? He got called into work.
Yep.
And then today I messaged Donald. It's like, dude, I want to do this flight. We're doing this flight.
Yep.
Can you do the flight? This is awesome. And why I love Donald, you are such an integral part of this community, at least to me. I think a lot of the old guys, I mean, shoot, Steve A, you know Donald from years ago too.
Yeah,
It's
we've
crazy. People know you
yep.
and you're just a dude in the chat, you know?
hmm Well, Steve and I have spent quite a few evenings really late into the night talking on Discord or on one of Matt Zittrick's, epic live streams back when he would, go to like 5 in the morning.
Oh, I remember those.
Yep.
I don't know how he did it. I think what I'm gonna do is rank, because we just have a couple more minutes here before Matt Madness.
Cool.
I'm gonna rank these. I think honestly, to me, this Dare Gaelic,
Yeah,
probably the top.
it has to be. Like, if it isn't, then it'd be like, I'm gonna question your sanity, sir. Sorry.
I will say,
Ugh.
like, part of me doesn't even want to rank these because I think all 7 of them have been incredible. So like, there isn't even a bad one.
Okay, cool. That was my hope.
There was not one that I honestly liked all of these. It's just like, how do you compare gold to silver? You know, it's like, dude, that's gold. You can't, you know?
Yep.
But I think these Middleton very rares are probably definitely my second and third.
So the Barry Crockett and
The Barry Crockett
very rare.
and then just the very rare.
Yep.
Which I think I already know. I think it's this Barry Crockett. Yeah.
Cool.
But here's the thing. I haven't side-by-sided them with the Ryder's Tears or Blue Spot. The Barry Crockett definitely beats the very rare.
Yeah, I would agree.
Man, I don't know. That Ryder's Tears is pretty good.
It is. Yep.
It's intense. Like, maybe just the proof.
2020 Charles.
What's up? I've seen Charles Ashworth commenting. I haven't said hello to him once. But hello, finally. Yeah, man. It is. The Ryder's Tears does give me a little bit more of the like single maltiness, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
it
getting
would.
more of that profile than maybe the Barry Crockett.
Yeah, well,
But
because Barry Crockett is 100% pot still, and
okay.
Ryder's Tears is a blend of pot still and single malt.
Well, the single malt, yeah, the single malt though to me kind of shines a little more on that. But like I said, that was the McDonald's cherry pie.
Yep.
Man, I might knock the blue spot down. I might like the Ryder's Tears and the Barry Crockett more.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I'm kind of digging this Ryder's Tears, man. I think crap.
Oh, Richie, you are a good man. Bluebell Forest? Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
What's up, IC86? Cool 62 Chef, you haven't said hello to me either. Did I not? I feel like I've read your comment 8 times. I feel terrible. Okay. Middleton Dare Gaelic first.
Yep.
I'm calling it now. Second place, Middleton Barry Crockett.
Okay.
Third place, Ryder's Tears.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I think I like that more than yeah. I like that cherry thing that I was getting. Like, I don't know. It might not even be cherry. I was calling it cherry.
Hey, whatever. Like,
I was liking it. I would
that's
say
awesome.
I think it would go fourth place blue spot.
Okay.
Let me go back to the black bush. Because it's so different. Like, it's hard to rank that. It's so
It is.
different.
Yeah, that's why I included it in there because it's the only one that's got sherry in it, but I just love it.
I have my answer.
All right.
I have my whole list, yeah.
Okay.
First place, Middleton Dare Gaelic.
All right.
Knockreth Forest Tree 5.
So the champ.
This is literally Angel's Tears. Shredward, where the frig have you been, dude? C. Jackson, good to see you. All right. Second place.
Yep.
Was Middleton Barry Crockett.
All right.
Legacy.
Let's grab that one so I can show folks. Yep. So this one here. Yep.
Also in an awesome box. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Third place, Ryder's Tears Cask Strength.
Okay.
Which is, to me, is surprising because of how much it's much more malty than pretty much a lot of these. And I really like it. Fourth place, Blue Spot.
All right. So iconic. Yep. Blue Spot.
Fifth place, Middleton Very Rare.
Okay. Yep. I can get behind that. There you go.
Again, fantastic.
Yep.
What do you think my sixth place is?
I'm probably going to say your sixth place might be the Black Bush because it's got more grain. and then your last place is going to be the Triconal because of the being a single malt. I hope I'm wrong, but
You're wrong.
awesome.
My sixth place is the Turkana, 16.
Yep. All right. Awesome.
Honestly, here's the thing about it. I liked this one. Like compared to the other ones, there's no way it could win against them.
Okay.
But even being the single malt, like you were talking about, it's different, and it gives you, I think, the bourbon notes kind of
Yeah.
give me a little extra something. Like it's not bad at all.
Okay. Cool. I'm glad because I was a little pensive about that one, and I'm like, I
No,
think I'm gonna have to,
honestly, I'm glad you sent that one because it reminds me a lot of like a single malt that, just everyday scotch, like a typical scotch to me,
Okay.
but I like it better.
Okay. Cool.
So it reminds me of that, but it's better. So
And
I
then,
like that one.
yeah,
I would own a bottle of that.
awesome.
When I went back to the Bushmills after trying everything, it gave me like something funky about it.
Yeah, there will be, but because of the sherry. But
It might be the sherry, yes.
I mean,
Funky.
oh wow. Okay, so as you can see on the back of the Black Bush, a legend.
The Legend of the Black Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone, we'll be over at Matt Madness here in a second. We're finishing up. Just tell Matt that Trev and Donald sent you.
There you go.
But anyway, Black Bush.
Yep.
Why did you say you would hope that I put that last?
Just because I really, really wanted you to love the Turkana single malt because I know you've struggled with single malts.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what single malt could I give him that he wouldn't absolutely hate and go, oh, hell no. No, no, no.
And honestly, like compared to the other ones, I couldn't pick that one. But for your purposes, I think you hit it right on. I think it was enough single malt for me to say, yeah, that's freaking single malt. I can pick it out. I'm like a bloodhound. But it was, I don't know, it was better. It's better than single malts.
And you know what? That's perfect for me. So good.
Hey, Donald, dude, this is awesome. This was easily some of the most fun I've had and some of the best tasting whiskeys I might have had all of 2022. And I'm not even exaggerating. This is so good. I'm glad that I saved half a bottle of all of these because I'm about to drink the heck out of them.
Yeah, well, that was the point too, because I'm like, do I send one ounce? What if he hates them? I'll send two because if he likes them, then he can pour them. If he hates them, then he just pour them into Coke. What the hell? Like,
no, dude, this was genuine. This was crazy. This was awesome.
Cool.
Everyone who hung out, I'm glad you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. You wouldn't have been here if you didn't enjoy it. So I'm glad you were here. Let's wrap her up. I will see you guys next week for a video and another live stream, and I will see you guys in Matt Madness. So let's continue the night. So, again, Donald, you're freaking awesome. I'm truly glad. I'm so thankful you sent me some of your best stuff. Maybe I'm not glad because if I want to go buy some of these, I probably can't. So
I can point you in the right direction. I'll point you in the right direction. Don't worry. So,
all right, let me end it. Donald, don't go anywhere because we're going to be in the backstage. So everyone else, see you in Matt Madness. I will see you next week. Friggin' love you.